Well, good afternoon. This is Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and we are in the heart of the Old West, Frontier West, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and today is the 26th of August, 2022, at about 15 minutes past 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and I've got about a little better than 48 hours. I got about 52 hours worth of whiskers on my face, and I had forgotten to lay out my gear here, so let's open up the shave soap, Martin Candre Agrumes, and pull out the Osmo block for later. Put that back in there, get the razor out, fully stropped in the truck, lay it on my little towel I've got laid out over here, but got distracted with other things when I came into the shower room, and I got my brush into the hot water, but I didn't unpack anything else. So let's get on with it. Oh, Agrumes, Martin Candre Agrumes. We've got number 3 on the Filarmonica. This is a number 13, 6/8. It's just a beautiful razor. This is different than the first one. I've got 2 Novodurs. This is the second one. I put it in the number 3 position, and then the Sub-Zero, and then the next shave likely will be with the Inox. And so this is just I love these razors. I love all of those razors that are thin, like a Hofritz that I've got. Very nice. And so now the Filarmonicas. Had a nice hot shower. They've got wonderfully hot water in the sinks basin, so I'm pleased with that. I'm using the Plisson number 20. It's a 30 millimeter high mountain white badger. I did not soak because, as I just said, I did not soak the soap, so we're just going to get right into the lathering of it here. But let me, at this point, since I'm going to be a minute on the lathering, no doubt, let me say, if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you for viewing the video. Hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you so wish. Be polite and courteous at all times. And then go on over to the Shaving Candre, www.shavingcandre.com, and make an account, join the conversation, have fun, post videos and pictures, shave of the days, and that sort of thing, and more. Your bourbon of the day, whatever suits your fancy. They probably have a forum for it there. It's much more relaxed. It's much more courteous and polite than you will find on other. Has been my experience anyway. So this is what we're going with right here. And while I'm at it, getting started here, let me give a shout out to my usual crew that I have forgotten the last couple of times. I been rattled with other things that have come up and transpired that have not suited me. I was out in the sun yesterday morning and early afternoon, and so I got a little bit of a sunburn on my head and face. I want to thank, well, let's get the names out on my crew that I call my crew. Handlebarber Dave, Major Rich, Nurse Dave, Bill M., Lukey 3262, the Cutthroat Journey. I also want to say, give a shout out to Scuttle Soap, and over at the Shaving Candre, you're also going to find Graybeard 57. Wonderful gentleman, Bruce, I think you are. And as if the others weren't, but I just want to give him, he doesn't post videos, and he's just a delightful gentleman. Love to shave. Scuttle, who, am I missing anybody that, so, anyway. I'm feeling much better than I did yesterday and the day before. I did lather heavy. Why? Because I want to. I wanted that extra fragrant, extra slickness, extra everything. I ordered some new soaps today. I don't remember which names exactly, but I got 5 soaps from Zingari Man. I've been wanting to try those for some time, and I got a few now from A&E, and I've got a few from Barrister and Man. I got a whole bunch from Sterling Soap Company, and so now there's others on my list that I want to get. I just haven't got to them yet, and not that I'm trying to slight anybody, but I'm following my own preferences at this time, as we all do. As we all do. Okay. So, feeling relaxed? I think I am. I don't know. I had a good day driving. Got loaded this morning at 7 o'clock in Salt Lake City. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you about yesterday and today on the loads, which amusing story. Anyway, got loaded this morning at 7 o'clock in Salt Lake City, drove for approximately 9 hours with a 30-minute break in there. That got me over here to Cheyenne, Wyoming. I'll say more about that in a little bit, if I remember. But the plan was for me to deliver in Salt Lake City, get washed out, go down to Cedar City, get loaded, and go to Columbus, Ohio. I knew it was going to blow up. I just knew it. How did I know? Experience. No other factor involved than experience. And here's the secret. Yesterday, if all had gone successfully, they had me doing 3 things in one day, and it don't work. That's getting unloaded, getting washed out on the same day, and getting out of the washout on the same day, and driving 4.5 hours south to get in position for loading what would have been this morning. Didn't work. This Novodur, as were all my Filarmonicas, honed up on the Shapton glass 30, from bevel set all the way out to 30,000, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, and back at the time 16,000, which I've used, anyway, 16,000 and then 30,000. Oh yeah. I just mentioned Cutthroat Journey. Kirk is his name. He just sent me within the last, well, before I went into the shower, so what, 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, sent me a nice comments at YouTube on my last video, which I appreciate, which I must say was not one of my better videos, shaving videos. I nicked myself like 3 or 4 times with blood. And so I appreciate that comment that you posted up there, Kurt. It was nice. Uneventful day of driving, coming through the mountains. I don't know if you've ever been on I-80, Interstate 80, at the Wyoming-Utah border area, west of Evanston, Wyoming, and going down into Utah. It's just beautiful. Red rocks, canyons. I've mentioned before, one of the things that I just love to do when I'm driving the truck is listen to old-time radio on Sirius XM. I believe it's channel 148. And all the old westerns and all the old detective shows and the old comedies, Jack Benny, Fibber McGee, and Molly. Say, I would never have known those, 30 years ago. But Cheyenne, Wyoming, when you listen to the old programs, you get a sense of just how important Cheyenne was to the old frontier West. Programs like Fort Laramie with Raymond Burr and Frontier Gentleman with John Daner and Have Gun Will Travel, not to mention Gunsmoke, which is largely centered in and around Dodge City with Marshal Matt Dillon. But in all of those programs, they'll have frequent comment about Cheyenne, Wyoming. And even today, Cheyenne's not that big of a town. You can probably get from one end to the other, north, south, east, west, in 10-15 minutes. And I'm traveling east and west on this trip through Cheyenne, but on many a time I've traveled north and south from Cheyenne. And what's very interesting is that as soon as you get north of the fairgrounds on I-25 going north, for me that would be like going on a Calgary, Alberta trip when I was still running Canada. You get out of town real quick and you get, and there's just not much between Cheyenne and Casper, and that's about a, 3.5, 4 hour drive, as I recall right now. And it is high plains, high mountain, wilderness, not desert. Wilderness. It is wilderness to the extreme, even still today. Now, you're going to find a lot of cattle out there, and you're going to find a lot of horses and find a lot of wildlife, deer and antelope. I saw a bunch of antelope coming in from the west, coming into Cheyenne today. I saw 2 big herds loafing about. As I said over at the Shaving Candre earlier this week, I just love the West. Wide open. You don't feel, I'll tell you, going in and out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you want to talk about a tight, claustrophobic place, Interstate 80, 70, pardon me. And 82, but that's another story. But for me, driving's a lot of fun, and seeing the different parts of the country is always exciting and interesting. And of course, I was born and raised in Oregon, so I'm a child of the West. I went to school in Denver for 3 years at one point. And so I love the West. Let's see. Trying to figure out where to go next. Like hot knife through butter, this thing is just performing magnificently, in my opinion. And that's all I got to go on. That's actually a leftover from the last shave. And I may have opened it up again. It didn't feel like it, but it's bleeding, so what can I say? Maybe a little shout out to the international shavers that I watch on YouTube that I like. Mr. G. Mr. G, I like watching him, and I like watching Maddie Lindholm out of Sweden. Mr. G's out of UK. And I can't pronounce the first name, but I see where on his comment section people are calling him Dino, so Stamadiades, and I think he is, I'll link him in when I post up the video. Hopefully it don't take 12 hours like it did the last video. 12 hours uploading using 4G in Salt Lake City. I'm trying to hold my razor a little lighter than I usually do, although I'm still trying to keep it stable in my hand. Oh, I remember what I was going to say to Kirk. If you're still listening, Kirk, I hope you are. Cutthroat Journey. He made a comment about how anxious I must get waiting for somebody to knock on the door, and especially having that little bit of difficulty that I did last time in Salt Lake City. But what's interesting on that last occasion is as soon as I stopped, not yet. Number one, or that's one. As soon as I stopped recording, I got the knock at the door and it got kind of ugly. Because I do as I always do, just like I did there, you know, not yet. Let them know that I'm not done yet. And that's usually all it is. I think I made, no, maybe not, but anyway, I don't even want to think about that situation anymore. So, but thank you for your comment, Kirk. I appreciate it. Very nice. Very good. Very good. I got stubborn whiskers right underneath my chin there, and I like to clean that out as best I can, of course. Okay, we're getting there. right, let's wash it off and see what we got left. And I'll go ahead and let it run for the head shave. I'm at 47 minutes. Which is not bad for a face shave for me. And I'm sure you've noticed too that I'm getting shorter on the face shave, which prompts me to go ahead and record the head shave. Yeah, use your places. Okay, very good. All right, so if I don't say it later at the end, for the face shave we use the Filarmonica number 13 Novodur in very good condition, sharpened, honed out to the Shapton glass 30,000. And I'm gonna slip it in its leather case for protection. There we go. All right. And for the head shave, we're going to use this Union razor, $12 razor. You can get them here in the truck stops. They're a gold dollar knockoff, made in China. But I'll tell you, these new shoulderless versions they've come out with don't have the geometry problems as badly as the, well, what is it, the 208, I forget the number, and the 66 with the shoulder, and Gold Dollar makes those as well, those shoulderless versions now, and have for some time, 4 or 5 years anyway, because I've got several of them at home. And they hone up real nice. And that's what I use on my head shaves most of the time, is one of these Union razors or a Gold Dollar that I've got, the Gold Dollars that I have. As the hair gets longer, it's easier to define the work area. Major Rich, this head shave is for you. The secret for me on a head shave is to keep the blade just as flat as possible on the head. For me, it's not as much razor movement as there is on the face. You just got this globe, knob. And you just let the blade follow the contour of the head, especially when it gets to the back side over here. little soap from the brush and dab it on my back of my neck. Oh, that was a little sloppy. There we are, 1 hour, almost done. Oh, that feels great. All right, I think we're done. Let me run some alum over it and we'll call it quits. All right, there we go. So we use the Filarmonica number 13 Novodur for the shave, the Union razor for the head shave, the Candre Agrumes soap, and the Plisson 30 millimeter high mountain white badger, beautiful and genuine horn that's set in. And so we're done. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you down the road.